What is up, Berserker Patriot Store family? I hope you're all blessed. Hope everybody is safe today. Another crazy day. It's just gonna get crazier and crazier from here on out. I hope you guys understand we are at war in this country. That's it. We're at war. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. These people want to kill us. We're about to get into some stories that are going to make your skin crawl. The people that are getting voted in right now. So these people have made it very clear at this point. They strictly want to murder us. There's nothing beyond that. Okay. So this mass shooting suspect was just freed on bond the day after he was picked up for supposedly shooting a bunch of people up. What the actual fuck? You know what I mean? What's actually going on here in America? I guess all rule of law for the cities is done. It's gone. It's over. It doesn't exist anymore. So what do we do from here on out? You know what I mean? Other than just be prepared to protect our lives. You know? I mean, we got old people in my town that don't even want to go out and shop for groceries because they're scared to leave. They're scared that something's going to happen to them. And to me, that's absolute insanity. You know what I mean? That's when stuff like this is happening, though. They just released this guy. We're about to get into it. There's so much going on right now that is just absolute insanity. Like actual killers getting voted in, you know what I mean, to be a part of representation of communities. And that I don't understand. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. So people are gonna have to help me get exactly what's going on in this country right now. So let's go ahead and somewhat get into what's happening with this situation that we're looking at on the screen right now. Let me close down some stuff I have on the screen, open up chats, and we'll get right into it here. If you can hear me and see me, please let me know. Let's make sure that okay, let's get into right now this situation.
Last month was released on bond the day after his arrest. Jonathan Seri is tracking that, follows up in Atlanta. What's the facts here, Jonathan?
Yeah, Bill, Alabama residents are in shock over the October 4 mass shooting in their capital city. It happened shortly after the Morehouse-Tuskegee College football game. Police say rival groups fired at each other in Montgomery's crowded downtown nightlife district, killing a 43-year-old woman and 17-year-old boy and injuring 12 others. Authorities are holding 3 people on capital murder charges, but a 4th defendant, 19-year-old Javorek Whiting, was released on $60,000 bond.
$60,000 bond for a mass shooting?
Serious
Holy
violent
fuck.
felony that involved attempted
I had a
murder.
$2.4 million
when you're charged
bond.
with something along those lines, to my personal opinion, you constitute a threat to public safety, and you constitute a threat to the people around you.
So,
May 2026,
we're
Alabama
strictly
voters will
watching
decide
this.
whether to expand the list of non-bailable
Error,
offenses to include attempted murder under Anaya's law, named after UFC heavyweight fighter Walt Harris's stepdaughter. Anaya Blanchard was abducted and murdered in 2019. Her alleged killer was out on bond for other violent crimes at the time. In the Montgomery shooting case, Javorek Whiting's
YouTube
attorney
is
says
not
he
responding.
understands
Why
the
is YouTube not
frustration,
responding?
but does not want to see bail eliminated altogether.
You start just locking people up because they're charged with crimes, that's a slippery slope. Because innocent people do get arrested. And a lot of these cases don't go to trial for 2 to 3 years.
And White says his client is required to wear an ankle monitor. He has to observe a curfew and remain on good behavior to...
So right now, a total of 5 suspects are facing charges in connection with an alleged ISIS-inspired terror plot on Halloween.
Todd Pyro joins us with The details on the 3 new arrests. Todd?
This is absolutely terrifying, guys. Good morning. Officials revealing 2 men were arrested in New Jersey, 1 in Michigan this week, bringing the total number of people arrested in this case now to 5.
And this is getting crazy because we've got more videos on this. This gets real fucking nuts.
Yesterday. It follows his brothers and another man arrest in Dearborn last Friday. All 3 charged with conspiring to provide material support to ISIS and with having firearms that would be used to commit an act of terrorism on behalf of the radical Islamic terror group.
So they've arrested 5 people since
prosecutors say they allegedly acquired AR-15 style rifles, practiced shooting at gun ranges, and scouted gay bars in preparation for the alleged attack. Then in New Jersey, a 19 and 21-year-old were also arrested this week. Take a look, video showing one of the suspect's family members leaving court last night after their relative was taken into custody at Newark Liberty Airport, allegedly with plans to leave the U.S. and to join ISIS in Syria.
What?
Under President Trump and Attorney General Pam
Hey,
Bondi's leadership,
it gets much worse.
Protecting the homeland from radical Islamic terrorism and violent
it gets
extremism
much worse.
is one of the Justice Department's highest priorities.
So am I moving right?
The
Can you
President's
see and
directives
hear me
to federal
right?
law enforcement are very clear. Act quick.
Let me know if you can see and hear me right, because on my side it's coming off a little wonky. But that's the problem. This is why I haven't been using any software, because YouTube, I've got an error response on here right now. It says YouTube is not responding to any server software at the moment. Error 432. So I need you to tell me if we're getting a response right now or if this is just a stupid thing going on. Okay, so these details that have been revealed, more is coming out every day about these ISIS-inspired attacks. But this is insane. Okay, YouTube just started running again, I guess. So, here we go. This is getting nuts. They're talking about, they're making videos that we're going to openly cut people's heads off. This is actual terrorism on American soil, guys. This is what's coming because of Mamdani and them. We're going to see a lot of this happening. These Muslims have now come out and said, we will no longer hide. We are out of hiding. We will convert this country to Islam by force. So listen, I got a question. If Muslims are so fucking peaceful, if everybody's going to be of Islam, what happens to the ones that don't want to convert, Muslims? What happens to them? What happens to us? Is that why you want to bring the Intifada to America? So, here we go.
So, FBI Director Kash Patel revealing more details into a 6th suspect arrest in the thwarted Halloween ISIS.
I might get off here and go live on the other channel, guy, on the phone, because this is
You can see the suspect here who's accused of providing material support. 2 more suspects from a wealthy New Jersey suburb were also arrested, with one seen here allegedly volunteering to conduct an ISIS-inspired on-camera beheading. It's crazy. Former Trump administration ambassador at large and coordinator for counterterrorism, Nathan Sells, joins us now. One of the other individuals, Nathan, good morning, parents work for the U.
So here's what we need you to understand, leftists and Americans. These terrorists, these Islamic terrorists, they record all this heinous stuff that they do on purpose to create more terror among the people that they're trying to terrorize. Okay, that's why they make these videos and they publicly post them. Like, in an Islamic country, this is an everyday thing. You see one of these videos on TV of them actually beheading someone on live TV. Okay, now that shit's about to start here in America. So far, this is 5 people in this attack. The FBI's told us they know where thousands of sleeper cells are in this country. So, if they know where these thousands of sleeper cells already are, and we've got these people out here committing these heinous acts or getting ready to commit these heinous acts, cutting people's heads off on TV with a fucking knife, bro. You know how much of a savage fucking wretch you have to be to behead somebody with a fucking pocket knife? That's insane, dude. That's fucking dedication to the craft right there. Let's get back into the story from Fox here.
you in. And then you had another individual that mother was a professor at Queens College. So how does something like this happen where these kids become a part of ISIS?
Yeah, good morning. This is a really chilling plot, and good job, FBI, because we really dodged a bullet here. Sophisticated, sweeping plot across the country in multiple locations with multiple homegrown terrorists who appear to have been on the verge of committing massive bloodshed. So this is the thing that keeps counterterrorism professionals up at night, homegrown radicals. It's one thing for Al-Qaeda or ISIS to send operatives into our country to commit a 9/11 style attack. That's hard to detect, but what's really hard to detect is people who radicalize online, communicate in secret chat groups, go to the gun range on their own, and decide to take matters into their own hands. Thankfully, the FBI was up to the challenge here.
And my apologies, it was actually the father that's the professor at Queens College. But there is something larger going on here, Nathan. And we saw it with the protests in the middle of the street where they had ISIS flags, Hamas flags as well, terrorist organizations. There is this homegrown cell that is percolating in major cities right now. How can the FBI get ahead of this?
We got to be vigilant. The most important thing is constantly be vigilant and be in touch with community leaders who are often going to be in a position to spot those early signs of radicalization. Community leaders, religious figures, police officers on the beat who know the neighborhood, who know the community. These are going to be our first line of defense. And I've got to tell you, one of the things that's so disturbing about this plot, I was reading the complaint the other day that authorities filed.
I'm dumbfounded
Apparently,
right
some
now
of the
that we're allowing
plotters went
this
to
in
a
America,
religious
really.
figure in Michigan and said, should we do this? And the guy's response was, yeah, do it and hurry up, get it done fast. That's not the kind of response that we're going to be looking for from a respected community leader.
That
we
guy's
need
still
them
on the
to be
streets.
talking to authorities to make sure these plots can't happen.
And of course, Nathan, the moment that the FBI or counterterrorism gets involved with religious leaders, you'll hear this screaming of religious freedom there. But part of this ideology is religious based. It's a radical element of it. But when you're having people that believe in Sharia law and they're trying to go after the minds of young people, we got to use all of our tools that we have, right?
Absolutely, and we all have a responsibility to keep our own houses in order.
Yes.
So if there's a problem with radicalism in a secular organization, the leaders of that secular organization need to take control. If there's a problem with radicalization in a religious organization, the same standard should apply. These relationships between authorities and community leaders, they need to be collaborative, they need to be cooperative, they can't be adversarial. So the minute things turn adversarial, the minute things shut down, that's when the cooperation stops, and that's going to create space for radicalism to fester.
I think we got to take this moment to give the FBI a pat on the back that they're doing real law enforcement work. This could have been a major travesty for our country, but because of the great work they did on the ground,
it's going to get much, much worse out here, and it sucks. It sucks, man. But I mean, we're in a time like we've never been in America right now, so that's a fact. I mean, the news is just all bad. It's just all bad. Hey, so, yet again, this is another Democrat representative that's being investigated on federal corruption charges with Qatar, a Muslim country. Okay. This one here, this is the one that's absolute insane. This is nuts. This is even a story right now. But they just voted in Hakeem Jeffries. These people are pure evil. They're voting in murderers. That's it, murderers. Okay, you get to read this with me. We've got it pulled up together. Woman convicted of manslaughter in killing of Canadian tourist wins Maine City Council seat. That is insane. But, like I said, Hakeem Jeffries won. He wants to murder us. This person wants to murder us. Look at that. This person looks evil. I don't know if that's a man or a woman. I can't tell. Like in reality, biologically. Like your passport now has to say, because the Supreme Court ruled. Biological sex is important. In Tuesday's election, Bangor, Maine saw a candidate who previously served prison time for manslaughter in the case of Canadian tourists. What happened to it being horrible to be a felon, Democrats? Oh, this guy's a felon. This guy's a felon. This bitch is a murderer. And you voted her, you're voting her into office. You voted for her to run for office. Along with candidates will be sworn in on Monday. In 2003, Walker, then going by her maiden name, Angela Humphrey, and I remember that, and her brother Benjamin Humphrey both pleaded guilty to manslaughter. The July 2002 death of Canadian tourist Derek Rogers, according to the Bangor Daily News. Walker's brother got into a fight with Rogers, 47, in Old Orchard Beach after the tourist allegedly called his sister a derogatory term for Native American women. Well, that looked like a black woman to me, not a Native American woman. A fisherman later found Rogers' body on the beach in the Ocean Park section of Old Orchard Beach. He had reportedly been severely beaten and suffocated with sand. Walker had initially claimed that it was her brother who had shoved sand in Rogers' face, nose, and mouth. But prosecutors later believed that it was Walker who did it. Walker was hit with a perjury charge to implicate Humphrey's girlfriend at the time in the killing. However, prosecutors later determined she had not been at the scene. Walker's brother served 5 years in prison, while Walker, who also pled guilty to perjury for her role in the killing, served 10 years. Walker is now the peer services coordinator for the Bangor Area Recovery Network and is in recovery for addiction, speaking with Bangor Daily News. So let me get this straight. Orange Man bad for 34 fake felonies. Orange Man horrible for 34 fake felonies. Okay? But you're literally voting in people that want to kill us and want people dead. You're literally voting in people that want to kill us and want people dead. Okay, so I gotta go change the bit rate really quick, guys, and then we can fix this stream. 1 second here. It just told me how to fix the stream. So we'll go to settings down here. Oh, fuck, stop doing that. Sorry guys, bear with me. YouTube's going funky. YouTube's server can't handle how fast my computer and everything's moving, so I gotta lower all my settings. Oh, don't tell me it won't let me go into fucking settings while I'm streaming. Well, that's dumb. Here we go. Okay. I'm fixing it, I'm fixing it. I hear ya, ding. So I can't change anything. Okay, guys, I gotta end this stream. I'm sorry. What's up, brother? How's everybody doing? Can you hear me and see me right now? Am I running? Like, I see there's comments coming through, but it's telling me that it's not working. So, hurry the fuck up with what? Yeah, I don't think we're streaming. I don't think I'm streaming any longer. Okay,